Hey travelers, so I have this whole video plan that I'm going to put out on Thursday instead because we obviously got some big news that nobody saw coming yesterday. So what happened was Bob Iger, and you probably already know this, is officially back as the CEO of Disney. Bob Chapek has resigned, been fired, whatever, he's gone. So this comes on the heels of a terrible third quarter report that came out earlier this week, and the stock went down another 10%. It's already down 50% on the year. It was bad. And famous media people like Jim Cramer were saying he needed to be fired, and clearly he's gone. So what does this actually mean? Because I see a lot of questions, I see a lot of things going on with Disney fans about how does this actually affect the parks. Well, first off, we need to realize the CEO does not technically run the parks. But we also know that Bob Iger does have a big heart for the parks. So it's likely that he will put some focus there and give them more leeway to get things done. We all know the parks have been in distress a little bit because the parks are the profit center right now as streaming is taking a lot of hits. They really are depending on the parks to make up a lot of the money they are missing out on with streaming. So what's going to go on from here is hopefully we'll see a lot more maintenance happen. And we have to remember, we're still going into or are in a recession. So you're not going to see a lot of buildup from here on out, but hopefully you won't see the mass firings and layoffs and hiring freezes that we knew were coming under Chapek. We're hopefully going to see that scale down some, where we're probably still going to see it a little bit, but not as much. But I see a lot of questions about, will they bring back Magical Express? Will they get rid of Genie Plus and bring back free Fast Pass and the dining plan? Let's answer all of those. So Magical Express was really something to set the parks and the hotels apart from Universal Studios. They wanted to make sure they got you in the Disney bubble and you stayed there. That was a great promotion that helped build for many years to get people to do that, but it kind of faded off, especially with the on-site of Uber and Lyft. It really wasn't as special to help people stay in the parks. I think if you did it kind of like a limited time thing, like you do with like the McRib, where the McRib's probably not that great, but everybody talks about it because when it gets brought back for a limited time. If you treated Magical Express like that, that's probably something you could see. So maybe slower times like September and others, you may see something like that, or the free Magic Bands during those times. I think that's something you could see where they bring things back for a limited time to get people into the parks to stay at those hotels. Genie Plus. Look, Genie Plus is annoying and it's expensive. But I will say, as somebody that uses it almost every time I'm in the parks, I like it. I like being able to stack my rides. I know how to use it well to get pretty much everything I want. I hear people complain they're only able to get 2 or 3 rides. I'm going, how are you using it? Because I'm able to get most of my rides that I want to get on the ride. I may not get everything, but if I play with it enough, I'm usually able to get 90% of what I want. And I, as a bigger guy that can't do lines, that means a lot to me. I really, like, standing in line is the worst thing for me. And I don't want to do DAS Pass because I feel, just like personally, that is the thing I'm really hoping will get some attention now with, if they decide to put more attention back on the parks. The Disability Access System, DAS Pass as we call it, has had a lot of problems. I've seen a lot of people complain because the way you use that is that you check the ride and you still have to wait the entire time. So if it's a 70-minute wait, you still have to like go do something else for 70 minutes, and then you're supposed to be able to get in line and just walk straight in. Problem is, you're actually now getting in the lightning lane, and those can get backed up to like 45 minutes sometimes, and So if it's on a really busy day, so then those people already can't wait in line. That's the whole point. But they're now being made to wait in line in the Lightning line, which probably 80% of the time isn't an issue and 20% it is. So they do need to fix that somehow. I don't know how. Maybe it's using more exit lanes. I don't know what the answer is, but that's something that I do hope that will get fixed. Now, the dining plan. The dining plan is something that people keep saying, oh, it needs to be brought back. That's not a Chapek issue. That is, for one thing, a hoarding issue. People are going and hoarding reservations and trading them and sometimes even selling them, which is absolutely insane. Disney really needs to take care of it because it is impossible to get a lot of, because if you don't book like the second it's 60 days out, it is very difficult to get those reservations. Disney needs to do something about that. Disney makes a lot of money on the dining plan. Trust me, I think they want to bring it back. They just don't have capacity right now in a lot of the restaurants and know how to. I think one of the ways they could do it is to bring it back only for quick service. You would only be able to do quick service with it, but that's one way they could solve that. But what I really want to get home to is a lot of the issues, and one of the things that will change primarily is trust and communication. That is such a big deal for people. A lot of things Chapek got blamed for, Chapek's only been there for 11 months by himself. I think he's been CEO for about 2 years, but for a long period of that, Bob Iger was still chairman of the board. He still had a lot of control that he could do. And a lot of things that got put in place, that we saw put in place under Chapek, were planned out under Iger. So I'm excited to have Iger back, but I don't want people to get too overly excited and think, oh, we're going to go back to 2018 Disney World. I don't think that's going to happen. I think a lot of the things that have been taking place, it's a massive corporation and they have multi-year layouts that happen for all of this stuff. It's not just like one person Chapek decided on Wednesday and next Friday it was done. That's just not how it works. A lot of the stuff that he got blamed for was already in the works before he became CEO. Now, obviously, that changed even greater, and they had to do some things because of the pandemic, but and he just was bad at communicating, and we never felt that he was one of us. I don't think anybody could look at Bob Chapek and go, that's Disney magic. That's somebody that cares about the cast members. That's somebody that cares about the guests. That's somebody that's embodies what it is to love Disney and to have that vision and share that vision. I don't know if many of the decisions themselves would be different with Bob Iger, but I do think we know that under Bob Iger, they would have been communicated differently, and that matters a lot. That's really what I hope people understand, and that's what I hope. Well, I think we're going to gain some of the confidence back because we trust Bob Iger a lot more. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited for this change, but I don't want to get overly excited and not understand the history and what actually was going on and how long a lot of this stuff took to roll out. So let's continue to work to voice our opinions, to encourage Disney to do better while also making sure they are profitable but have a long-term vision that keeps them around another 100 years. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you like and subscribe to my videos. Check out my walkthroughs, and next week I will have a complete ranking of the best and worst parks, Disney parks, for plus-size guests.